marketable skills involve accounting and taxes. But I have one very important, very useful, very secret weapon of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, my secret superpower is my ability to make a Carmelita. So what is a Carmelita, you ask? Well, a Carmelita is a delicious, buttery oatmeal cookie with a chocolate and caramel filling and more delicious, buttery oatmeal cookie on top. It's a deadly tool in your baked goods arsenal, but it's also one of the easiest baked goods to make. So let's start by preparing your pan. You're going to line up an 8x8 inch pan with parchment paper. This will make it easier to lift it out of the pan later if you happen to be an anal stickler about not cutting things in a nonstick pan. Then you're going to combine 3/4 of a cup of melted butter with a cup of flour, rolled oats, and brown sugar, and a teaspoon of baking soda. Then you're going to put about half of that mixture, generous half of that mixture, into the bottom of your 8x8 inch pan and pat it out until it's smooth. Then bake it for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's 350 degrees. I know what you're thinking at this point. My goodness, it has oats in it. It's clearly a healthy and holistic cookie. I fully agree with you. The American Heart Association endorses the Quaker oats that I use in making these, and therefore endorses these Carmelitas. Your heart health is very important, so eat these. At this point, you now have two things to do. You need to make your caramel sauce, and you need to resist the urge to dig into the rest of that cookie dough with a spoon. But resist that urge. You're going to need the rest of that cookie dough later. And plus, you've got caramel sauce that you need to make. The original recipe calls for melting down store-bought caramel candies, but we don't do that store-bought stuff in my house, especially not when caramel sauce is so easy to make. So to make your caramel sauce, you're going to use a large saucepan and combine a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of water, and about a little small squeeze of corn syrup. The corn syrup will prevent your sauce from crystallizing, which would make the sauce gritty and less pleasant. Cook that sugar over about medium heat, stirring until the sugar dissolves. Once you've dissolved the sugar, stop stirring, but continue to let it cook and start to brown. You're shooting for a pretty dark amber color. But fair warning on that, it goes very, very quickly from slightly brownish to pretty amber to, oh shoot, that's burnt, you need to start it over again. So keep a very close eye on your pot. Once you've reached that amber color, remove the pot from heat and take a deep breath. And then carefully pour in 3/4 of a cup of cream. Carefully. Did I say carefully? You're going to get an explosive, angry reaction from the hot sugar and the cold cream. This is totally normal, but it's also really scary. Once that temper tantrum starts to calm down, you can whisk the sauce until it's smooth. Then add in a couple of tablespoons of chopped up butter and a pinch of salt. And again, you're going to stir it until it's smooth. And congratulations, you've now officially made your caramel sauce. By now, your bottom should be baked. You can take it out of the oven and sprinkle about a cup of chocolate chips, any kind of chocolate chip that you have, on top of the baked crust. Then smooth out your caramel sauce on top of that. And then do you remember that cookie dough base that you didn't eat with a spoon and all of your guilt? Now's the time that you're going to crumble the rest of that cookie dough topping on top of all your other layers and smooth it out. And then put it straight back into the oven before you succumb to the urge to eat the rest of it completely half-baked out of the pan with a fork. Bake it for another 15 to 20 minutes or until it's lightly brown, and then remove it from the oven. You can lift it out of let it cool completely, and then lift it out of the pan with that parchment paper handle that you niftily put in there at the beginning, and cut it into squares. Congratulations, you've now made your Carmelitas. With your knowledge of my super secret weapon comes great power and great responsibility. You now have the power to make new friends through Carmelita briberies. You have the power to make up with angry friends with a Carmelita peace offering. And you also have the ultimate power, the power to derail even the strongest dieting intentions with a plate of these Carmelitas and a stack of napkins. Thank you very much, Rachel, for that distraction. It's a good one. By now, we should all be high on caramel and aroma, holistic aroma at that. Let's give you all some time to write down your, and I need to do the same thing. So. Please pass this out.
timers before. Jeffrey's speech was 7 minutes and 7 seconds. And according to my timer, Rachel's was 4 minutes and 34 seconds. So you just made it by 4 seconds. Congratulations.
Thank you, Patty. Now, for one of my favorite parts of our meeting, and
Madam Toastmaster, I would just like to offer a suggestion as you're voting for best speaker. I implore you not to use the fact that we're all eating wonderful cookies to influence your vote at all. That's all. I know you'll all be fair.
and great job to both of our speakers. Topics and table topics, topic masters. I present to you Ken Casterco. Let's do this, Ken. My favorite part.
Today I really wanted Jay to be here, and he's not here. Because I got some good questions. I got some good table topics. Hi, my name is Ken Casterco, and I'm going to be presenting table topics to you, which I'm going to give you a subject, and you have a minute to speak on it. And after 2 minutes, it's too much, right? 1 minute, right? Right, Tracy? Can you speak to me right now? No. So you have a minute, and you get a little bit of a, because these are such good topics, you're going to want to talk for a long time. So for my first table topic,